All right. Check 1 2 1 2. What it do? We are back. It's your man RTP. Skull Gang in the building. You know what time it is. We are here back with another episode of the Pewter and Red podcast. Listen. Great day today. Great day today, ladies and gentlemen. Great day. We got some stuff to talk about. We got some good press conference to get into. It's gonna be. We got 3 press conferences. We got Todd Bowles. We got Cervoisier Dennis, and then after that we got Lavonte David. 3 really good press conferences that I want to break down. We got a heck of a training camp practice today. Some stuff happened. I'm excited about it, and we got a video at the end, a little something at the end of the what do you call it? At the end of the stream. Shouldn't be long of a stream. I don't know. We'll see how long, because we got some, like I said, the press conference, we got some stuff to break down. But let's go ahead and get into, where did I got my, yes, I got it ready. Let's go ahead and get into it to some Twitter. In the Twitter sphere, what we like to do is we like to go through all the stuff on Twitter that I liked during the training camp, and we get a good sense of how the training camp was going with all the tweets that were being tweeted at the time, stuff like that. And then after that, if there's anything to break down off of the tweets or anything like that, we do that, and then we go into the press conferences and we break anything down from the press conferences. If there's anything to break down, and we talk about whatever else there is to talk about. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Trust me, this is the Buccaneers channel you want to be subscribed to. Make sure the notification bell is on, and make sure when you press the notification bell that it's on all. That way you will be notified whenever we go live or do anything in the chat room. You need to have it on all, or you will not be notified. Trust me. Listen, this is a great Buck space right here. We get plenty of Buccaneer fans to come on here and talk. Shout out to everybody. We've had a lot of comments in the comment sections. I've been like answering questions and talking and replying back to everyone that's been commenting in the comment section after the live streams. So shout out to everybody that watched the shows after the shows are done being live streamed, and are interacting. I'm interacting with everybody that's commenting after the show. So if you don't think, just go ahead and look at the comment section. I'm replying to everybody during the day as everybody's commenting. So shout out to everybody that's been subscribing and everybody that's been commenting. Let's keep the numbers growing. The best way to help with that as well is again, continue to comment in the comment section. Shows the algorithm that people are interacting with the channel, and hit the like button. That's the biggest thing you guys could do. It's free. Hit the like button. You guys have been doing such a great job. We got a little bit of growth in one day today, so let's continue to go. With all that said, let's get to it. We got Buck Rays Bolts in the building. We got Brian Clark in the building. Shout out to Brian Clark. We're here. We're live. Let's get it. Let's get into this not the press conference. I'm sorry. Let's get into the Twitter sphere and what was going on. We got Shaq Barrett doing his thing, building foundation. Let's see what he's saying here.
Building the foundation right here, my man. Cam, say what's up to the people.
Oh, Gil.
Coming this year for sure.
Say what? What did he say?
Make the most of it. Building the foundation right here, my man. Cam, say what's up to the people. Hey, big days coming this year for sure. I'm happy to be.
Big day coming this year. Okay. We'll see. I had told people about Cam Gill. Again, a lot of Buck fans forget that he was starting to come on at the end of training camp last year. and then he got hurt. So let's see if he can continue what he was starting to do last year. We had him the Super Bowl. We've had Cam Gill for a minute. And like I said, it seemed like he was starting to catch a groove last year, and then he got hurt. So that was someone that I was like, you know what, watch out for him. He might be pushing. Now, again, that was before we knew what we had in Yaya, and I'm hearing Ramirez is out there looking nice too. So he just when Cam was getting over one hump, here comes the hill of Yaya and the hill of Ramirez. So now he got to fight against them and try to win them out. It's going to be tough, man. We got some skills. We got some talented players, man, all around on this team. It's some tough battles. Speaking of tough battles, starting left tackle Tristan Wirfs. Let's see. What is he? Is he playing? Yeah, let's see. He's blocking. Let's see. Think that's going to be him, left or right. That's going to be him. Let's see, we got Ryan Jensen. Now, people have been a little bit worried. I think I touched on this yesterday. People was going to be a little bit worried of Ryan Jensen because he really, every time we're like doing 11 on 11s and stuff like that, he hasn't really been practicing. He hasn't really been too physical in training camp. And reports today was that he was a lot more physical today. So I don't know if maybe the people asking about him kind of got him to wake up a little bit and be like, okay, I gotta start getting into it. Because listen, again, preseason 1 is literally around the corner, man. I can't wait. Preseason 1's around the corner, and once that first preseason game starts, it just takes off and the season is here. Well, it'll take off 1, 2, 3, and then obviously that 1 week of nothing is going to feel like forever, and then it's football time, baby, week 1. So, yeah, it looks like he's starting to trying to get into the rhythm now, and again, some more Ryan Jensen looking like he's trying to get ready to actually start practicing. So that's good. Let's see. Devin Tompkins on kick return. Trey Palmer, David Moore, Ronnie Brown, Tay Barber, and Raheem Jarrett are backfielding kicks as well. So that's another competition we're going to have to be watching in preseason. I believe, Devin Tompkins should take it, but you never know. And there could be a thing. It could be, listen, Devin Tompkins could play himself so much into this offense because of how talented he is that they might take him out of punt return just to save him up a little bit, just to make sure he doesn't get hurt. He can be that important. Like Devin Tompkins has showed a lot this year. So we'll see. There's a lot of questions when you talk about the rest of these wide receivers, Trey Palmer, Devin Tompkins. I mean, everyone loves Trey Palmer, and I've said it many times. The OC Dave Canellis, when they ask about anybody, his face lights up and he says Trey Palmer. I know he loves his speed, but listen, we've heard a couple of drops from Trey Palmer, and it is what it is. If you can't do your job, I don't care if we drafted you or whatever. You can't do your job and be consistent with catching the ball, then you can't do your job. I mean, and someone will do the job for you. So as much as I truly do believe it will be Trey Palmer after Gage and then Devin Tompkins, listen, Devin Tompkins can fight. He has a chance to fight and take over. I don't think they'll put Trey Palmer as punt returner, but maybe Ronnie Brown, maybe Raheem Jarrett. Raheem Jarrett would be the only one to compete against Devin Tompkins, I believe, in punt returns. But again, hey, the preseason's coming. Listen, if someone balls out in a preseason game, ain't nothing that any practice film can show that's gonna have the coaches say, no, we're not gonna do that. If you're balling out consistently in the preseason games, it's going to overcome anything you're showing in the practice field. So anything can still happen with any position. We'll see what happens. There's a live period. Scott Smith tweets there's a live period on the Bucs practice script today. 12 plays, short yardage and goal line with full tackling. Should be interesting. Mike Evans, the GOAT, doing what the GOAT does, running some routes. A little something just to get ready. He just does everything so gingerly. It gets me worried. But they're saying that man is having the best camp of his life. They're really saying that Mike Evans is having the best camp of his life. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. Kelly Dwight is in the building. Can't wait to see Trask and Mayfield play. Yeah, man. Buck fans are just waiting, man. We just can't wait. We just can't wait. I think if Jensen got surgery on his knee, he could be in better shape by now. You agree? I would have no idea, Brian. I would have no idea. I'm nowhere near a doctor or would know anything about injuries or, recovery. I would be a fool to act like I have any sense of knowing what would be best. But I have no idea. Rookie defensive tackle Kalijah Cansey looks on while DT Logan Hall runs through drills. Cansey is no longer in a boot and just has a compression sleeve on his injured right calf. He's walking around without a limp. Let's see. Where is he? He's back there with the hoodie on. You see him back there with the hoodie on. You see how he's talking back there? Taking mental reps, literally, with the coach. I don't know if that's a coach. It looks like that's a coach. He's just back there taking mental reps, literally still talking. All right, now let's look at Logan Hall. So, all right. And this is important, man. To me, this is the biggest importance for Logan Hall. This is the biggest, by far, the most importance by Logan Hall. It was the biggest, what's the word I'm looking for? It was his biggest problem. This was Logan Hall's biggest problem, which was run stuffing, basically. Stopping the run, right? Stopping the run. He either did one or two things. He either looked at the ball and was getting pushed out of the way, or he was fighting to not get pushed out of the way, but didn't keep his eye on the ball. So it looked like it was one of the things where it was just too many things going in his head that he couldn't do two at once. So that's the biggest thing that I'm worried about with Logan. I heard he made some plays, though, today, especially in goal line. So that's great. You love to hear that. But that is my biggest fear for Logan Hall starting, being a liability in the run game. Now in the as a pass rusher, he showed a lot of glimpses last year, his rookie year. He showed a lot of promise his rookie year as pass rush, but it was when he knew he can pass rush. When he doesn't know if he can pass rush and doesn't know if it's a run or what, you could tell the game was too fast for him because he was thinking too much. But this year, hopefully, he seems like he knows what he's doing. He don't have to think as much, and he should definitely be better. Let's see, rookie Yaya getting coached up by offensive line outside linebacker coach George Edwards. All right, like to see this. So I'm guessing that's like hitting the shoulder and then dipping under. Where's Joe? Because this is something that Where's Joe at? Shouldn't Joe be in here? Did Joe have a day off or something? This is something Joe needs to really get better at. I don't see where Joe's at. Yeah, I don't see Joe in there, but. All right, got some quarterbacks throwing the ball. All right. Man, night and day difference. We got running backs just catching the ball. See if they show Rashad catching it. Yeah, Rashad, you could just tell Rashad catching the ball. You could just tell Rashad it's not even a situation. I like it. Nice, Gage. Nice. Okay. A little high for Trask. Oh, that was real high for Baker. Woo! Hold on. Did y'all see that? Hold on. Hold on. See, these are things. Now, I don't know. I want to see something. Hold on. Y'all notice that? Did y'all notice that? Now, so I don't know if it was the coach or Trask. I low-key feel like this was Trask. So what happens was, is this Trask right here? Yeah, this is Trask. No, that's Baker. So that's Trask. Trask throws that high ball. And then Baker comes after him and he throws a high ball as well right here. And then Warford is supposed to throw. And Trask cuts him and throws. So Trask was like, nah, I want one more turn. And he cuts him. Y'all saw that? Y'all noticed that? Trask cuts Warford off and was like, nah, give me that throw again. He wanted to throw the ball again. I like that. I like that. I like that. All right, that's good. See, I like that. That's Brady right there. That's something Brady would do. No, move. I need to throw that again. That's something Brady would do. I like that. Let me get to some of this. Where were we? How do you think Zion can be in the nickel? Again, I usually don't like his body size. I like Josh Hayes more in the nickel, but I love his mentality, his smarts that he plays football with. So we'll just have to see in preseason. D-Giggity Mac. D-Miggity Mac. D-Miggity Mac is in the building. Best Bucks training camp coverage anywhere. You don't miss. I don't miss. I tell you, I don't miss. I don't miss. Nobody's talking about that. Like I said, I'm not 100% saying that it wasn't the coach that made him do that rep again, but that vibe definitely wasn't a, okay, coach, let me do it again. That vibe was a, watch out, let me do this. Here it goes. Baker misses, and now it's time for Wolford to throw it. You see Wolford is in front of him, and Trask is going to come around and cut him off. Look. And see, I think that was Trask, because he's looking at Coach, and Coach is looking at him, and Trask, look, Trask just cuts him. No, hold on. Let me get that again. Let me get that rep again. I like that. I like that. Oh, that made me feel good. I ain't gonna lie. That made me, It's a credible hot day at Tampa. You'll see drills where offense is lining up plays and offensive backups are just lining up like scout teamers to simulate a defense, and there's sweat pouring off them as they get into stance. Not a lot of shade to be found on the practice field. Pewter Report says center Robert Hainsey with a wild snap way overhead of the quarterback Baker Mayfield because the Bucs are inside their own red zone. That would have been a safety. So a wild snap by Robert Hainsey. A good cutback by Rachaad White makes a 15-yard gain. All right. We got some more. Rachaad White just broke one open off to the right side, racing the safety down the field for a big gain. Nice run by RB1. Greg Allman tweets, Bucs defensive lineman Greg Gaines isn't practicing for a third day in a row. Bowles said Monday it isn't a significant injury. Outside linebacker Charles Snowden, groin, remains out. I still don't know who that guy is. Brutally hot morning in Tampa today. Practice team is in shells today instead of full pads. Shaq Barrett with the sack on Baker Mayfield, rushing inside as they blitz Ryan Neal outside on the left. All right, so a nice blitz got to Baker. Lavonte David with the tackle for loss. All right, nice seeing OG Lavonte getting in, doing his thing. All right. Mayfield looks downfield for Cade Otton early in the live period, but he's well covered by safety Ryan, and it goes incomplete. All right. Great run stuff by Lavonte. Immediately got to Rachaad White at the line, stepped up into the gap, preventing yards. That's the same play. Defense controlling this period so far. Trask tries for David Moore, but it's wide and off his fingers. Short passes, all that are working for either quarterbacks so far. Greg Allman says, well-executed screen from Trask to rookie Sean Tucker, lobbing it in just over D. Delaney's close in coverage. Now, I have a bit of different, different takes here. Kyle Trask with the gorgeous drop-off pass in stride for running back Sean Tucker, who would have taken it for 6 in a real game situation. Nice grab by Tucker, even better throw by Trask. Because Greg was saying it was a screen, but now we're hearing Kyle Trask and rookie running back Sean Tucker hook up on a really nice wheel route on the left side with Tucker catching it over the shoulder while running at full speed. So those three are the same plays, but Greg said it was a screen. Scott Smith said it was a wheel route. So those are two completely different plays. But by the way Logan is saying, Logan B. Robinson, I'm going to go with it was a wheel route because nobody else really mentions anything about, had blockers or anything like that. So I'm assuming that was a wheel route. Greg might have just said accidentally it was a screen. Hey man, I'm just reporting what I see, man. When I'm hearing in these streets, I'm not trying to do anything or persuade anyone, but it is we can't stop ourselves from feeling a certain way, you know. Logan tweets, Ryan Neal tips off Baker Mayfield's pass over the middle, and it's intercepted by Devin White. So I'm assuming Baker tried to get something thrown. Ryan Neal jumped up, got the tip, boom, 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 or it either tipped forward or tipped back. I would assume tipped forward, or maybe Ryan Neal was blitzing and tipped and then went back and went to Devin White. I don't know exactly. That's probably what happened. He probably was blitzing, got tipped he jumped at the line, tipped it, and it went to Devin White. Mayfield picked off in 7-on-7s, so so then he couldn't have been blitzing. I don't think they would blitz on 7-on-7s, right? Because there's no one to stop him. So I don't know. Ryan Neal gets a hand on the pass down the middle, and Devin White gets the deflection interception. If you're counting, that's now 8 picks in camp for Mayfield and still 1 for Trask, counting 11-on-11 and 7-on-7 periods. Ryan Jensen participated in a couple of one-on-one pass blocking, rushing reps against the D-line and looked pretty solid in it. Good to hear. Win against Deidrin Sennett twice and once against Pat O'Connor, pulling him down, was consistent against Sennett. Okay, Sennett doesn't impress me that much. Pat O'Connor, okay, is a little bit better. It's like they're giving him level of bosses. Like, okay, level 1, Sennett. Level 2 boss, Pat O'Connor. Level 3 boss, Logan Hall. Level 4, Greg Gaines and final boss. You know who that is. Vita Vea, you know. William Golson had a great swim move to start off 1-on-1 pass rushing reps. Shout out to William. I always say William. It is William, but I always say William, and everyone always says Will, and I say William. Matt Filer looks really good 1-on-1 pass blocking. That's good to hear as well. Logan Hall beat Aaron Stinney on his pass rush attempt. Doesn't surprise me. Stinney is a decent guy for backup. Obviously, he's the one that played in the Super Bowl for us and finished off the playoffs for us and did his thing. So I always appreciate Aaron Stinney. And Logan, like I said before, Logan Hall, he showed a lot of glimpses when it came to pass rushing. When he knew what he was about to do and he was going to go pass rush, he showed a lot of glimpses. It's the run stopping that worries me. That worries me with him. They are trying to give Baker an easier route towards starting week 1. But crazy in the building. He says, Skull Gang in the building. What up, gang? What up? We're here. We're listening to these tweets. We got some good press conferences to talk about today and break down. Robert Hainsey held up strong, blocking defensive tackle Mike Green. That's good to hear. Walking through Hail Mary and Hail Mary defense drills. All right. Now a 15-minute red zone period. Mayfield gets first shot. Rachaad White up the middle for a touchdown. But there's some defensive indifferences beyond the initial contact there as well. I don't know exactly what he's saying there. Trask and David Moore in the back of the end zone for a touchdown, but it's dropped. Come on, David Moore. Trask bootleg touchdown to rookie tight end Payne Durham. So Trask gets his touchdown anyways. Trask throws a goal line interception. Rookie Keenan Isaac, working with the second defense, gets the pick in the end zone. All right, so that's a pick for Kyle Trask. That's a pick for Kyle Trask. He had a pick yesterday. I was kind of like, he didn't really, that wasn't on him because it was the wide receiver. But I don't hear anything to dispute this interception. So this looks like Keenan Isaac just picked him off. This is, I believe, his second pick. So Keenan Isaac's been having having a decent camp as well. Someone we're definitely going to be watching in preseason. Buccaneers Kyle Trask picked off during red zone team drill by Keenan Isaac in the corner of the end zone. Target for Chris Godwin, underthrown by Trask. So maybe a misfire by Trask. Underthrowing it. That's Trask's second interception of camp, both by rookies Dennis and Isaac. Outside linebacker Yaya showed tremendous power in blasting right tackle Brandon Walton and knocking him over on a pass rush. Diaby rush was so powerful, he also took out right guard Nick Leverett. I always thought it was Everett. Yaya again showing his power, man. Rachaad White with a rushing touchdown in red zone drills. Then Payne Durham had a catch and run for a touchdown on a throw from Trask. Rushing TD. All right. Keenan Isaac with the pick during red zone on the throw from Trask. He was throwing in the corner left end zone intended for Chris Godwin, but Isaac had a good coverage and stepped up in front of it, okay? So that's the same interception. Warford scrambled up the middle for a score in red zone, okay? So he runs it in for red zone. Baker Mayfield rolls out to his right in red zone and hits Chris Godwin on the side for a touchdown. All right, another touchdown for Baker. Mayfield with a nice throw to Godwin on the side of the end zone. Coach's signal, he didn't get both feet in, but it was close, okay? So that's the same play. I guess he didn't get a touchdown. Rachaad White having a real strong practice. Nice decisive runs. Finishing with speed and power. So Rachaad was looking good today. Vita Vea just completely took out Cody Mayock. Drove him right over into the ground. Vea was a little slow to get up. Then he ran off. So that's good. Trask bounces back nicely in 11-on-11. Full field work. Hitting Mike Evans for a long touchdown. Isaac in coverage. Here's where everybody pretty much exploded. Finally, a completed deep ball. Kyle Trask hits Mike Evans deep for a 50-plus yard TD was wide open as Keenan Isaac trailed in coverage. Crowd erupted. Mike Evans, who continued to have an eye-popping training camp, gets open deep middle, and Kyle Trask hits him on a bomb of over 50 yards. Now, deep ball alert, Kyle Trask connects 40-plus yards. Now, I'm hearing it was like a 50-plus, like it was a real big bomb. Now, I also was hearing that Mike Evans was completely open. So it wasn't like, oh man, he fit it in there, but I'm also hearing that it was, perfectly dropped, that Mike Evans, even though he was completely open, he was completely running and it was dropped right in the bucket. He didn't lose any momentum, any speed or anything like that. So that's good. You like hearing that. Kyle Trask must have heard me talking on the sideline about the underwhelming deep balls from all quarterbacks this camp, because he just fired off a beautiful 50-yarder to Mike Evans down the middle of the field. Perfect crowd. Most certainly loved it. So it was a perfect bomb, perfect right in the bucket, catches it, kept running. It was perfectly thrown. Nick Leverett and KJ Britt got involved in a brief altercation. They were separated by teammates. Nice play action throw from Mayfield to tight end Cole Keefe. Now, at this point, I'm feeling like, man, the offense is way more awake than the last three practices we've had. The last three practices has been like, the offense has been like duds. They just been like, okay, Trask has been moving the ball, but nothing serious and nothing exciting. This today, it seems like Baker's moving the ball. It seems like Trask is moving the ball. I don't know what the coaches told him. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like the offense is punching back. Like the offense is finally punching back at this defense, because the defense have been beating up on this offense, and finally the offense woke up and was punching back. But then Trask throws a pick six to Jamel Dean. Trask throws his second pick of the day, with Jamel Dean getting an interception on a sideline throw. Trask had one in first 10 practice. Jamel Dean with the pick six of Kyle Trask. Another interception by Kyle Trask, this time costly pick six to Jamel Dean on the sideline. 2 interceptions in total thrown today by Trask. Pick six, don't make a scene, is Jamel Dean takes it to the house on a throw to the left side by Kyle Trask. Seemed like there was some type of miscommunication or busted play, as there was no receiver around. Either a wide receiver ran the wrong route or Trask just read it wrong. Either way, it's a pick. It is what it is. Bucks defensive tackle Vita Vea is just having a dominant camp so far. One has to wonder if center Robert Hainsey has legit nightmares about big number 50. Of course, who doesn't? Let's read some of these comments. Trask starts against the Jets, which would be a tougher test. If he shines in that game, he should lock it up. Yes, I agree. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Logan says Baker Mayfield connects with Mike Evans on a deep slant, beating Carlton Davis, which could have gone for 6. Wide receiver 1 in Tampa Bay is having a day. So at this moment, I'm feeling like, okay, so Trask is throwing deep. He hit a deep shot, and I told you guys yesterday that I want to see if Trask actually starts connecting now. Now that he's actually getting chances to throw deep, it's been like his third. It's been like his third practice where supposedly they're actually letting him throw deep now. Before, it seemed like a lot of the plays didn't have a lot of deep shots in it, or the defense just was just staying in cover 2 and wasn't allowing to let him throw deep. One of the two, but that's what I've been hearing, that they're not really giving him a chance. Now, the last 3 practices, it seems like he's been giving chances. Like now he's throwing deep. He hasn't been able to connect. But I said yesterday, let's see now that he's starting to do it. This is day 3. Let's see tomorrow, day 4, if he starts hitting them. And today he hit one. It's also, by some of these texts, sounds like he's just starting to fit things in. And we got the interception with Chris Godwin. We got another interception with the pick 6. I forgot who they said he was throwing it to. But it seems like they're letting it loose now. It seems like they're just like letting it loose. So, it was kind of something exciting to talk about, to hear that, it's a pick here, a pick there, but we threw it deep, got connected. Like, they're starting to let loose now. They're starting to maybe get out of this quarterback competition and just play. I don't know. But it feels good to see the offense actually punching back. Both. And it's not just Trask. You can see Baker Mayfield connects with Mike Evans, deep slant, beating Carlton Davis, which could have gone for 6. And there's another huge point that I want to make, but we'll talk about it later. About our offense and how slow it's been, especially the last 3 practices. Mike Evans beat Carlton Davis III on a deep slant and took it for a TD with no help behind Davis on the play. Baker on the throw. Bucks have run the ball better today, except for out wide. Tampa Bay speedy linebackers have been in hot pursuit, and both rookie Nichols, Josh Hayes, and Chris Isian have been great at setting the edge in run support. Greg Allman tweets, more goal line work, and Mayfield runs in for 1 score and hits Russell Gage open for another touchdown. Buccaneers, Dave Canales with a gorgeous play call, getting Russell Gage wide open in the corner of the end zone with a throw from Baker Mayfield. So it was a great play by Baker, but a great play call by Dave. Trask with the touchdown on a nice corner fade to Raheem Jarrett, who bobbles but makes the catch. Again, both of these quarterbacks are they letting it go. Baker throws the ball, and here's what I think, honestly. Baker throws a ball in the corner of the end zone looking for Mike Evans by Zion McCollum, makes the interception. Now, this interception... Well, let me finish it. Mayfield throws a pick for Evans in the back of the corner, but Zion McCollum gets in front of the interception now. 2 each for the top quarterbacks today. Baker Mayfield picked off by Zion McCollum in the corner end zone, blah, blah, blah. Threw into double coverage. Now, I don't like that. Throw into double coverage. Don't like that. Greg Allman, Trask touchdown to Devin Tompkins in goal line work. Next rep in red zone, Trask throws a touchdown to Devin Tompkins with Keenan Isaac in coverage. They going at it. One more pick in goal line as safety Nolan Turner gets an interception off Trask, who has 3 today. That's the final play of practice. Big day for Bucks with 5 picks today. Had 10 total in 10 practices before today. Bowles said last 2 were final play scenarios where quarterbacks had to throw it. So, the last throw by Kyle Trask, he had to throw it. There was no not throwing it or whatever. The practice was made that you had to throw it. And so as well as Baker's last interception was Zion McCollum. It was a play where he had to throw it. He had to throw it. So even though they said he threw it into double coverage, maybe there was double coverage everywhere. I don't know, but he had to throw it. So there was no throwing it away. He had to try to make a play. It was one of those drills where it was 4th down. You have to score a touchdown to win the game. This is the last play. You have to score a touchdown to win the game. So you have to throw it. You have to make something happen. And I don't know if they stopped him from trying to run it in. I don't know how far away from the touchdown they were. I don't know. But Todd Bowles felt the need to bring that up, that, hey, it was a drill. 4th down, you got to throw it in there. So can't really say too much about those last 2 for those both. But this was the first time that it felt like a real quarterback competition. I'm not going to lie. This was the first time where it felt like, ooh, Trask, ooh, Baker, ooh, Trask, ooh, Baker, ooh, Baker, ooh. It felt like a real quarterback competition. Round of applause for them. Round of applause for them. Round of applause for them, man. So I loved it. And listen, when they're throwing interceptions like that, like I said, Trask got 3 interceptions. Baker had 2 interceptions. I'm not too mad at that, because I feel like one thing that I was starting to get worried, and I think I mentioned it in one of my streams, that I was starting to get worried with Kyle Trask. I think I mentioned it in one of my streams, was that Baker is throwing so many interceptions, right? He's always throwing an interception a day, that I was worried that Kyle Trask was just feeling like, hey, make this offense look vanilla, check down, check down, check down. I don't care. As long as I don't throw an interception, I'm going to win this job. And I was getting worried that that's all that Trask was doing, was he wasn't trying to really like be his best or try to be the best that he can be, but he was just trying to win the competition and just, hey, I'm not even going to take that. I could maybe get that. I'm not even going to take that risk. He already threw an interception today. I'm just going to win the day. I'm just going to not throw an interception and win the day. That's what I was starting to get worried about. Now, my worry stuff, my worries was calmed down a little bit by some content creators who said, no, Trask is not just checking it down. He is getting yards. He's running the offense. So that kind of bring down my worries. But then days like this where they're just going at it, like it seemed like they were just going at it. Now, again, some of the practices of the last 3 practices that we had have been very mediocre. They've been very mediocre, but I've also gotten some intel that at least one of those practices, it was a very run-heavy practice. In other words, they were focused big time on running the ball, so they weren't really putting plays out there to be explosive offensively or whatever. You get what I'm saying? So that brought me to my next thing that I wanted to talk about when we talk about the practices. The practices. How do I take this off? There we go. The practices, excuse me. Some people got to understand, some of the people got to understand that we heard this before. Baker said it. Trask said it. Dave Canellis has said it. They are slowly getting these guys ready and slowly installing the installs. And then when they install it, they install it again. You know what I'm saying? They're slowly getting these quarterbacks to understand the installs and understanding the scheme and understanding all these plays. They're doing it very slowly. And something that I don't know if it was this press conference or yesterday's press conference that Todd Bowles was talking about was the fact of we do have a preseason game coming up. So we had to work on running the ball more because we really didn't work on running the ball more. So we had to install more installs and more plays that we want to run. And we had to run more run plays because we really haven't worked a lot on the run plays because we've been so focused on installing these plays for the quarterback to learn and understand. With that said, there may not be that many different plays that we've been working on because they're going so slow and making sure that these quarterbacks completely understand the install. So with that said, we might see an explosion of offense now, because now there might be a point where now we've installed and now Dave feels like Baker has it, because I do feel like they felt like and now they can start installing a lot of plays now that they've gotten the grasp of the meat of the install, and now they can just keep adding more things and they can go faster and learn more plays more and now have the offense explode a lot more. So there's a lot of reasons why today's practice could be a thing to see now more of, which is more installs of more plays, more things available, like taking the shots, a lot more shots down the field, a lot more plays where there's shots down the field. Baker, might have just entered the chat because he finally figured it out. You know what I'm saying? He got the grasp of it. Or it could just be a day where they both was just on fire today. You know what I'm saying? They were both just hitting it today. It could be one of those 3. Now, again, we have another practice tomorrow. So we will find out some more and see some more details of some more clues that can give us some ideas of why they had the type of practice they had today. Or they could have, like I said earlier, they could have just been like, hey, enough of the quarterback competition. I want to see what you guys can do. Show me something. Or they just said, hey, open it up. Open it up. We want some explosion today. Open it up. So I don't know. We don't know. all I know is today we had an explosion of offense, it seemed like, and both quarterbacks was kind of doing their thing. Now, I don't know if Warford didn't do as well today, or if Mayfield and Baker kind of did so well today that they kind of didn't even pay attention to Warford and were just kind of like, nah, okay, here's my chance. Warford's playing, but I got to tweet this because that was a nice, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Technically, that doesn't matter. But they had a really good explosion today of offense. And even though that happened, the defense still fought back with 5 interceptions. So again, it's great to see that this defense ain't no joke. No matter how good offensively we're rolling, you're not going to throw the ball on us too much. That defense is very stingy. It's going to take the ball away. Shout out to Sean J in the building. Baker's throwing to starters and trash to backups. Yes, they've been doing this the whole training camp. It's been back and forth. And it's more like someone starts, but then they rotate through all the starters. All the quarterbacks are rotating with the starters in the second team and third team. So they've been doing this all training camp. So let's go ahead. That was the end of that. Let's go ahead and get into these press conferences because we got to talk. We got some press conferences to talk about. Let's break this down.
Afternoon.
Good stuff.
Morning, 1 or 2.
Todd, seemed to be a barrage of interceptions today. What can you say of the effort and the defense's ability to create some turnovers today?
Well, it's good for them creating the turnovers. Obviously, getting some. Hadn't gotten many in a couple of days, but they're coming together as a group. They're talking more. Some situations were like last play situations where they had to throw it, so it wasn't totally defense. You had to put it in the air at some point, but I thought they did a good job getting their hands on the balls.
Real OG in the building. Shout out to Real OG.
The running back competition, has anything sorted itself out at this point?
Not quite. It's going to be tough because all 3 can run, all 3 can catch, and all 3 can block. So special teams will play a lot to do with it, and how they play on Friday night and then preseason games going forward. It'll kind of sort itself out, but it's a tough spot to judge at this point.
You're talking about all 3, Rashad, Chase, and Sneak.
And Sean. I'm talking about all 4 of them.
He was talking about the 3 minus
sideline with Gaines out.
RB1. That's what he was talking about.
Kind of stepping up and getting reps even with the ones. How has he looked, and what does he have to do to compete for a backup spot?
Mike's a hard worker, and we had him as a tryout guy last year. He worked his way onto the practice squad. He worked diligently in the offseason. We like a lot of the things we see with him out there. We think he has a lot of potential. He just has to keep working going forward, but we really like what we see with him.
Coach, what do you know about safety Avery Young stepped on the field today? What did you see from him? What was the decision for him to be signed?
Well, we were kind of short on legs in the secondary. Avery played at Rutgers with Izzy, and
This is who we just picked up today.
Good. His dad was my college roommate, and so I kind of know him very well. And he went to school with my son, so I know a lot about him. He's a very intelligent player. He's a very short tackler. You just got to get caught up on the system, getting in so late. It's going to take a couple of days to get down some of the basics so we can see him play.
It's possible that you could have 4 new starting offensive linemen. Is that a concern, or how concerning is it going into the season?
It's not a concern at all. As long as they have chemistry together, I'm really more concerned with that, So that's the biggest thing. We have a new system, so 4 new offensive linemen is not a big deal at all. We knew we had to churn the roster some and get some guys in here. They've been playing together very well, so I'm excited to see what they do once preseason starts.
What would you say for their cohesiveness? What level are they at now, especially today where a little more contact, a little more physicality?
I think it's ongoing. It's hard to put a level on it until you really get some game action underneath you. I think they're past the halfway point for sure. I think they're working well together, and the chemistry just has to keep building, and I'll know when it clicks.
More live periods today, is that just to kind of make Friday less of a change and kind of ramp up to that, basically?
Yeah, that's good. We still continue with camp. That's the biggest thing. We have a lot of situations and things we need to get done, short yards and goal line, 2-minute last plays and all those type of things. So it just continues up until Friday. We're just playing against somebody else, but we'll continue that progression.
So the release of the depth chart today with the Kyle Trask, or Baker Mayfield, have you guys come closer to a decision on how you're going to break it down as far as the preseason goes? Who starts which game?
Not at this point, but, whoever starts this game, the other one will start the next game and get the same amount of reps. So once we sit down and go through that on Thursday, we'll have a better decision, but they both should expect to play.
And you won't have a second quarterback Friday play with like the first line or the starters, though.
If the starters play, we'll see, but the quarterbacks will play.
So I believe the quarterbacks are going to go back and forth during the not back and forth. I'm sorry. I believe that they're going to have Baker maybe for a quarter and then have Trask for a quarter, and then probably Wolford is going to play the second half. That's what I think is going to happen. And then they're going to flip them. Trask will play for a quarter against the Jets, and then Baker will play for the second quarter. That's what I think they're going to do.
Cervoisier Dennis in Friday night's game, and how do you envision him fitting into the regular season in his role?
I think we've seen a lot from him, just continuation of what he's done, getting his run reads down. He's a very good pass dropper. He's a very good blitzer, actually. We hadn't started to do that yet. Just getting the special teams down and be ready to play. I want to see him and KJ work together Friday night, so that'll be a good tandem for us to see. And kind of going forward, just keep continuing to grow and learning the system, and I think he's doing that.
He's going to stand out so much in preseason. I already know it. He should. I hope he does. I hope he stands out big time in preseason. All right, next up is the man he was just talking about, Cervoisier.
How has been for you so far getting acclimated to Todd Bowles' defense?
Oh, it's been amazing. It's a grind, but it's been fun, you know what I mean? Narduzzi's a guy that likes to blitz, so, coming over here to Todd Bowles, it's just something that obviously you have to get used to because, it's a different environment, different coach, but very similar.
You've been known as a blitzer, but you've also been showing off your prowess, dropping back in coverage, a couple of interceptions. How comfortable are you in that area, and how exciting has it been to make some big plays already?
It's been fun, really. Just showing off my skills, being able that I can drop back in coverage. And then it's also like learning the defense, learning, the holes and things like that. So just really focusing on what I can just so I can make those type of plays.
The biggest adjustment for you so far?
I would say verbiage and just terminology. We did a different terminology at Pitt. I mean, which is normal. So just coming up here and learning a whole new thing of, words and just techniques is just something you have to really hone in on and focus just so when you go out there you can just, play like yourself.
I say you get your first game Friday, first chance to get his buddy, and it's against the Steelers. Were you a Pittsburgh guy when you were in town there?
Yeah. We watched the Steelers every Sunday, every time we could. Obviously, Kenny Pickett went there, our quarterback. So, yeah, I definitely paid attention to him, watched him a lot, and I'm excited to play him.
What would you say is the biggest things you've learned from guys like Lavonte David and Devin White?
Really just trusting yourself. I say it every day. Be patient, trust yourself. You're here for a reason. Be a playmaker and just go play ball. Like, that's why we got you. Just go play ball.
What do you think's been working for you so far?
I want to say something real quick. Mentally, right? We've had problems with players mentally. Jonathan Banks showed glimpses of maybe being good, and then we hear reports of he lost his confidence. Let me be honest with you guys. I'm on YouTube for a certain reason, right? Some people do YouTube channels because they want to make money or fame or whatever the crap is. Me personally, my main objective is you guys. Talk football, know a lot about our team, right? That's the number one objective. The number two objective that's in the background that I would love to complete is to grow this channel so big that it has a voice. And let me explain to you guys why real quick. Because one thing that I notice is that the Glazer family, or this franchise, however you want to look at it, listens to the fan base. And the fan base gets put in a hole or gets stuck in this narrative that the beat writers decide to put you guys in or to give you guys, you know, and I'm not saying nothing about nobody, but that's what I've noticed. The beat writers will come up with a narrative and they'll feed it to you guys, and you guys live with that narrative. And what we have done on my old channel, and hopefully we could do again here on this channel, is we go and we watch the tape and we see if that narrative works. And most of the time it doesn't. Most of the time the narrative is false. And what ends up happening is we end up putting the blame on the wrong person. Okay? Just an example, and I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me. The narrative of Byron Leftwich. Byron Leftwich was a better OC than a lot of people give him credit for. The reason we played bad last year wasn't a lot of Byron. It was a mixture of a lot of things, but Byron got way too much blame, to the part where I did not want the man fired. I knew he was going to get fired because I can see the narratives and I can see how everybody was going at him, and I knew he was going to be fired. And now, to be honest with you, where the position we're at right now, I'm kind of excited that we got Dave Canellis and all that stuff. But nonetheless, it is what it is. It happened. It happens a lot with this franchise. Something that I feel like we shouldn't be doing. We end up making a move that we shouldn't have made, and it ends up being a mistake. I say all that to say this. I don't want us to make the same mistake with Todd Bowles. It's my biggest fear right now. Okay? I've had other Buck fans come on here and say the same thing as far as I don't feel like he should be on the hot seat. I don't feel like he is on the hot seat. I feel like that's a narrative, made by the journalists and the writers and stuff, which I agree. It's something that they're kind of forcing on people. I don't think he should be, but I do think if enough people believe it, then he just might get on the hot seat, especially if he has a really bad season. He deserves to be on the hot seat. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he will. Nonetheless, it is my biggest fear because there is something that's going on that I don't think a lot of Buck fans are understanding. And I've brought this up before as far as saying culture, right? The culture that we have right now. This young man here, as well as Yaya, as well as everybody that's coming in, is just hitting the ground running. And even when they don't hit the ground running, they show glimpses and then they take off, right? I've said this before. Carlton Davis. Who was he before Todd Bowles and this coaching staff? Nobody. Jamel Dean was very, very raw before this coaching staff. Look at him now. Whitehead, before this coaching staff, who was he? Just a starting guy for us. You know what I'm saying? We pulled out Mike Edwards, made him be a ball hawk. We brought the best trades of him out. And even though he was a liability in some areas, we were able to put him out there and erase his liabilities and bring out his strengths and have him as an actual starter when we couldn't keep Jordan Whitehead. We were actually able to put Mike Edwards out there and be a ball hawk and be a starter. We just keep rolling out young talent after young talent. Now Zion. Look at Zion now, his second year. Now people are high on Zion. I just don't want this to go unseen. I don't want Buck fans to overlook this because this is important. The fact that we keep turning out young talent after young talent, and it's not And no disrespect to William Golston at all. Zero disrespect to William Golston. But we're not turning out William Golstons. When William Golston first came, it was him, it was Gerald McCoy, Adrian Claiborne, right? We had Daquan Bowers and the other dude and we kept bringing in these talents, and the talents kept falling off. The talents just got wasted. The talents just was not properly trained right and properly growing to be talented players in the NFL, and they were talented. We talk about Mark Barron. We've always had talent in Tampa. I refuse to believe that I was wrong about the talent that we had year in and year out in Tampa. We always had talent. Lavonte David, Mike Evans have said the same thing for years. We've always had talent. But for some reason, that young talent kept falling off and not being developed and getting some confidence, then losing the confidence. It was just so many things. And I don't want Buck fans to overlook this and forget about how it was with all these other coaching staffs and how fast we can go from, okay, we don't want Todd Bowles, let's bring in another coaching staff. And yeah, he might be a great, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, or whatever. Point exact, who grew talent? Tony Dungy. He knew he knew how to develop. Who knew how to execute? John Gruden came in here, Super Bowl. But then what happened to the team? It deteriorated. It fell apart because the next generation coming in wasn't able to be groomed. So I just don't want Buck fans to forget and not realize how important it is to have a coach and a coaching staff that could just turn in talent year after year. More talent, more. Like we're just building this machine of talented kids that are learning how to be professional, how to play the game right, how to watch tape. Do you guys remember that when Jamel Dean and Sean Murphy and Carlton, when they figured out, like, man, watching tape does make a difference? Y'all remember that? And Todd Bowles had to literally have them come in early and, hey, let me show you how to watch tape. That is developing talent, man. Like, that's important. And as long as we have a coach and coaching staff that can develop talent, at least on one side of the field, right? At least on one side of the ball, could keep our defense just stacked like this. Here's another thing, another point. I got in an argument, well, not really an argument, but, debate back and forth with T-Money. Some of you guys know who he is, a Panther fan. And he tried to laugh at me about, you had to have a guy come from the street, talking about Carl Nassib. He had to come from the street to come in here and help you guys get sacks. And you didn't really like Joe Tryon, because I told him, like, we had more sacks than the 49ers. And everyone looks at the 49ers like, oh, best D-line, da-da-da-da-da. Bucks had more sacks than the 49ers last year. So when I told him that, but you don't have a Nick Bosa, you had to have different guys and come in from the street and help get sacks, and it wasn't JTS, it was Todd Bowles scheming up for pressure. And I told him, I said, don't you think that's worse for you guys? Don't you think that's scarier for you guys? The fact that we don't have a Nick Bosa, that our Nick Bosa, Shaq Barrett, was hurt, and we still was able to dial up pressure with guys coming from the street, with rookies. Don't you think that's even scarier? That Todd Bowles is so good at developing players, so good at putting players in the right position, that we can take anybody and still create pressure better than the 49ers. Like, think about that, guys. Like, that's the stuff that's like, that we don't think about that is huge. The fact that Todd Bowles can bring in talent, young talent, develop it. The fact that Todd Bowles can scheme up, take players that may not be nothing on somebody else's team, but come over here, say, oh, I see what you do good. Okay, I got to play for you. Just wait, sit there. Okay, rotate, come on in. Hey, that one play I like you to do because I know you're good at it. Go ahead, this is the play for you. Boom, there goes pressure. You know what? You're lacking this, and you're lacking this, but you do good at this, and you do good at this, so we're going to put you guys together, and you help him get off of that, that way he can do what he's good. Pressure, boom, sack. He's a mastermind, bro. Like, he really puts these players in great positions. And that's something that I hope we do not lose when we talk about, at the end of evaluation, because it is, if we can continue to have a coaching staff and coaches that can keep turning out talent like this, they can see talent, and let me develop it and make it, I'm going to make you what you should be in the NFL, what you could be in the NFL, we will always be in contention. We will always be in this spot that we're in right now. We will always be in this spot because we can't sign Akeem Hicks and we can't sign, Logan Ryan back and we can't sign this guy and that guy. But we're over here excited about Logan Hall. We're over here excited about freaking Kalijah Kancey. We're over here excited about Yaya Diaby. We're over here excited about Dennis. Like, we're excited about all these players. We're supposed to be sitting here right now and feeling like, man, it's going to be I wish we could have got Akeem back. And don't get me wrong, I love Akeem. But, we're sitting here like, man, we should be sitting here feeling bad about players we lost. And we're literally sitting here even more excited about these players that are going to get a chance. We got players that we're like, how are we going to get Cervoisier on the field? We literally got Lavonte and Devin White as our linebackers. And us as Buck fans are sitting here wondering, how can we get Cervoisier on the field? Man, I hope we could get Cervoisier on the field. You know how many other fan bases can't do that? All of them. Like, you guys get what I'm saying? Like, we're sitting here with Jamel Dean and Carlton Davis, and we're sitting here like, man, Zion take a leap. Like, we lost Mike Edwards, and we're sitting here like Antoine and Keanu Neal, not Keanu, is it Keanu Neal or Ryan Neal? Ryan Neal, like, that might be our best safety duels. Like, it's just amazing, man. But to see this young man talk about, you can feel the professionalism coming out of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's already learning how to be that man in the NFL. And it's just great that we have coaches that tease these guys up, puts them with the right mentor, bringing in William Golston, bringing in homeboy, the other dude from the D-line that came in to coach. Like, bringing in mentors for these young guys to be like, listen, what you need to do is listen to him, because he might not have the talent that you have, but the part that you're missing, he knew how to do it really good. So listen to this guy. They're just so good at setting up these youngsters and getting the best talent out of them, getting them ready to play, man. It's just beautiful when you feel it.
Really just the guys in the room, Coach Foote, and then obviously the players and Coach Bowles as well. Just helping me with
Miggity Mac, just keep showing love. Certain techniques, keep hitting the like button. People try to share the content, Facebook,
just knowing
groups. Just show love. That's all you got to do.
You know what I mean? So just
we're slowly growing.
Being a heads-up football player and just really, going after it.
Forgive me for not knowing this. Did you ever go up against Sean Tucker in college?
Yeah.
What do you recall about him?
No.
Yeah, I saw
Sean,
that.
But
Tampa Bay Ray in the building. I saw that too. I saw that too. People like, oh man, we suck, da-da-da-da. Like, I don't even listen. The best thing you can do is show them this channel and just say, hey, red pill or blue pill. You know what I'm saying? Either you choose to listen and find out, hey, it's not is not what you think, or you can ignore it and believe that we're going to have the most terrible season ever. But I will say this, guys, keep receipts, because when we're balling out and we're surprising people, I don't want to hear them try to jump on that wagon. Keep them receipts.
To like under probably 30 yards. But then again, like I said, Narduzzi's defense is a very aggressive defense, fierce defense. So, yeah, we got after him, but he's a great player. I love him to death.
Up against the offense every day, has anyone kind of stood out to you with their performance, whether it's someone you're covering, whether it's trying to tackle a running back? What's kind of stood out to you on that side?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would say rookie Rakim Jarrett. I mean, I watched him in college just because, you know.
Sador, what Sador in the building?
Seeing him in person, seeing him on the field, it's just like, oh, yeah. Like,
what they say?
He's a great player. So
if it lasts longer than 4
he,
hours,
you know, comes into his own game and he can show you guys.
Call more ladies, right? Hold on. Sador messing me up. I gotta go back and listen to this part.
Yes. I would say just getting used to the game, the speed, and really just playing football. Going out there, showing my skill set, having fun. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm a rookie, obviously. It happens, but I'm trying to go used to the game. The guy, he's a great player. So, hopefully he, you know, say rookie Rakim Jarrett.
Let's see.
Up against the
There we
offense
go.
every day.
Going up against the offense. Anyone stood out?
Their performance, whether it's someone you're covering, whether it's trying to tackle a running back, what's kind of stood out to you on that side?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say rookie Rakim Jarrett. I mean, I watched him in college just because, you know, I'm very familiar with his game, but seeing him in person, seeing him on the field is just like, oh yeah, like he's that guy. He's a great player. So hopefully he, you know, comes into his own game and he can show you guys what he's really capable of.
What's the biggest step for you in the next 3-4 weeks in terms of being where you want to be when the season starts?
Yes, I would say just getting used to the game, the speed, and really just playing football. Going out there, showing my skill set, having fun. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm a rookie, obviously. It happens.
Very
I'm
mature.
Trying to go out there and limit my mistakes, play fast, you know, make some plays, really.
Very mature.
Came here with Kalijah Kancey.
He already gets it.
What's it kind of been like going through training camp alongside him? You know, it's kind of a familiar air, but now you both are acclimating to this new system with Todd Bowles, playing with each other in previous years.
Yeah. So the thing about it is, Coach Bowles runs something similar to Narduzzi. So when we see a play that's, you know, a little similar or something, we just look at each other in the room and go, you know what I mean? So, but no, it's been great with him. He was my roommate for the hotel, and, you know, we're just bouncing ideas off each other, running plays with each other, doing everything we can. So just him being here is, you know, definitely with him being a familiar face, it's like some weight is lifted off my shoulders, you know what I mean?
Like you being there for him, talking through it, saying, you know, don't worry, you'll be back sooner rather than later kind of thing?
So that's like a brother to me, right? So I'm not as positive as everyone else. I'm more like, there's nothing wrong with you. You're fine. Like, come to practice, do what you have to do. You're fine. Like, let's go. But nah, he's taking it, you know, day by day. He's doing everything he can, and he'll be ready soon.
Do you look at Friday's game as like a pinch me moment of playing in the NFL, or is it just kind of another step?
I like this answer.
To get to the ultimate goal.
Definitely another stepping stone. My NFL moment, you know, is really just being out here seeing, you know, some of these superstar players, some of these, even the guys in my room, the linebacker room. So that's really my NFL moment. But now it's just like, really, just go out there and play.
I loved that answer. He said, my NFL moment was here. Think about that, y'all. Y'all got to remember, listen, the greatest of all time, Tom Brady. At one point, these young cats are in college watching the NFL, and they talking about the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, potentially having the greatest offense he's ever been a part of which it was, the best offensive weapons Tom Brady has ever had, yes, he was. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronkowski, and Antonio. Yeah, that was the greatest offense greatest weapons Tom Brady's ever had. Yeah, you best believe these youngsters were talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and these great weapons that Tom Brady has. And they're going on a Super Bowl run with a defense that's just as good. You best believe these youngsters knew about Lavonte David and Devin White doing it big with the rookie in the back at safety hitting the ground running. Jamel Dean and Carlton Davis locking down with the grave diggers. You best believe they knew about that. So you go in college and you're hearing about Tom Brady, the GOAT, and you're hearing about his storyline, and you're hearing about who is he with. He's with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you sitting there thinking, man, I wonder what that's like. And then you know about Devin White because he was a monster in college, and that dude gets drafted. That dude goes to the Bucs, and so you know who Devin White is, and you see Devin White doing it big, and you see Antoine Winfield Jr. throwing up the peace sign on the Super Bowl, and the Buccaneers defense just clowning the Super Bowl champs with Mahomes and Tyreek. I mean, come on, man. And now he gets drafted, and he's over here, and he's like, man, that's Mike Evans. That dude was a dog. There's Chris Godwin. That dude was making plays. Yo, that's Lavonte. One of the legends. Ooh, that's that dog Devin. Ooh, I'm in the same. Dang, man. I'm in the same linebacking room with them. Antoine Winfield, that's the dude that threw up the peace sign to Tyreek. Yo, these guys made it. This guy did it already. He said that was my NFL moment. That's when he came into the locker room like, yeah, these guys, man. Whoo, I love that answer. I love that answer. Tampa Bay Rays fan says the people who overreact like that on the quarterbacks or anything in general are Special Olympic fan base. I'm not going to say all that, but everyone's entitled of their own opinion, Tampa Bay Rays fan, but I will say this. Some people don't know any better, and some people do it on purpose because they think they look smart by getting ahead of a bad season, so that way they can say, oh, I knew we were going to be bad, so they don't feel bad about having a bad season. I believe, listen, if you're a soldier, stick your neck out. I stick my neck out every year. Now, obviously, I'm a lot more realistic with you guys, but if a Panther fan came to me and said, you guys suck, I'm going to say, nah, you guys suck. And if he says, well, if you really believe in your team, say they're going to go to the Super Bowl. I'll say, like, yeah, we going to the Super Bowl. What you want? Like, we going to the Super Bowl. I have no problem. I'll stick my neck out. I don't care how I'm not going to bow down to you. I'm not going to tell you my team's bad, not in front of you. Forget you. My team is good. I have no problem looking stupid for my team. That's just but that's me. That's how I roll. You know what I'm saying? But even without looking stupid, I see what I see. I'm again here with you guys. If I think we're gonna have a bad season, I will let you guys know. And I'll be honest. And I don't. I think we got something still. So
that kind of getting used to.
Some people are just scared.
Training camp and the new system.
Yeah, I would say just getting into a routine. Back in college, you just
Gaming Reaper in the building.
They fire you up. They do
very scary.
For you, and you just go out there and
very scary, Reaper.
That's how we feel. So just getting into a routine, really, being a pro, get acclimated to things like that. And some guys like Mike, Chris, they showed me a couple tips and a couple things to just be a pro and just come out here, get into a routine, and just so I can perform my best every day.
What did I say? To be a pro. They just cranking out pros after cranking out pros, man. We don't play. Our culture is strong here. Corey in the building. The only person that believes in us this season is Rich Eisen. And I think that's more because of Baker. But I'll take it. I'll take it any way I can get it, right? It don't even matter to me. If they don't believe, they don't believe. We're going to show them anyways. Whether they believe or they don't believe, we got to show them anyways.
Yeah, he's really a takeaway guy. He loves turnovers. And to win the game, you need turnovers. You know what I mean? So, really, we just got to come out here and set the tone, as a defense, as the linebackers, leaders of the defense, and just, the players we have in that room as well. So we got to set the tone. We got to come out here and make plays and have fun doing it. So.
Coach Bowles said he's excited to see you play alongside KJ in Friday night's game. What's the relationship that you guys have, and how do you think it's going to build throughout the season?
KJ, he's like another big brother to me. He's helping me with the playbook probably the most out of everyone in the room. We really do everything together. We go to lunch together. We work out together. So I'm really
shout out to KJ.
You know what I mean? Trying to soak in everything.
Shout out to KJ.
Everything I can. He's there for me.
One quick point. That's another reason. This goes back to coaching staff. Sometimes we look at a player like a KJ, and we're like, bro, it's obvious. I'll be honest. Listen, we've talked with plenty of Buck fans, and we see KJ on the field, and we say, bro, he can't play in the NFL at a high level. We can see it, like physically, like speed-wise and all that. He can't perform at a high level. He might be a decent special teams guy, but I don't think KJ Britt will ever be a starter for us. Like, we see it. Why keep him? Because of this. Because of this. You understand the playbook. You do good in special teams. You have a home here. And even if you might never be a starter, you might be valuable to us and be able to teach some youngster that has all the talent in the world that just needs to get it broken down a different way, and you might be the key for it. Or you just might be the guy that just helps the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many levels to it, man. But shout out to KJ for sure. Reaper says guaranteed OCs are watching and are worried about Kalisha. Oh, yeah. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
Oh, definitely. It's time to play football. It's been too long. Thank you.
All right. Next we got Lavonte, and this was a heck of an interview. We got things to break down on this too.
Good morning. Good.
Been at this for quite a while.
Oh, they will. No doubt in my mind.
Does it feel the same to you each year in training camp, or is this season a little bit different?
Feel the same. Feel about the same. Just knowing I'm getting myself into. Obviously with the hot weather, the competition. And just getting my body together for a long season. But it's always fun to be back and competing with your teammates. Each day we're getting better and better, and that's something that I look forward to every time I come to training camp. Just looking at the progress of the team, myself, individual progress, and then the progress of the guys I play with.
Takeaways and turnovers. I think the defense had 5 picks today. What was different today? What gives you some optimism on a day like today?
I would say guys just getting comfortable. This was the 11th, 12th day of training camp. So guys are just getting comfortable with what's being called.
Yes, sir, Dwight.
How our offense is trying to attack us and stuff
Positive
like that.
vibes.
And, guys just making plays. Like you said, we make emphasis on creating turnovers, whether it's punching the ball out or it's taking away while the ball is in the air, or sack fumbles, but which we can't do that. But since guys are making emphasis on it, we're working on it, and it's showing up in practice.
Lavonte, I know he's not in your room, but it looks like Zion's really stepped up. He had an interception today. Just your observation, does he look like he gets it more?
Yeah, for sure. I seen, Zion progress from last season. He had a little, some bumps, in the road last year, as a rookie coming in, having to play, being thrown in the starting role and stuff like that. Sometimes you don't expect that stuff, but,
right.
In the league, anything can happen. So it kind of hit him hard. So I seen his progress since, OTAs and stuff like that. When I was watching the film, I was seeing him making plays and things like that. And him coming in, doing training camp, making those same type plays that we expect him to make. They drafted him for a reason. He's a physical specimen as a cornerback. He's very smart, very intelligent player, and we expect him to do great things for us. And he's doing what we expect him to do.
Now, you just heard that twice, and there's a reason for that. We just heard Cervoisier say they drafted me for a reason, and now you just heard Lavonte say they drafted Zion for a reason. Like, obviously, that's something that goes around. Like, bro, we're all here for a reason. There's a big emphasis on high morals, positivity, and hey, you're good. Like, you're good. You're like that, as Devin likes to say. I'm like that. We're like that. You know what I'm saying?
You just spoke about the impact that you and Devin have had on him and his development. What have you seen from him here in his preseason?
Already a smart football player.
Talking about Cervoisier.
Very smart football player, real savvy for a young guy. Knowing where he's supposed to be at in certain situations. Knowing how offenses are trying to attack the defense that we're in and stuff like that. And he just got a little more stuff to put together. But he's definitely, I'm glad to have him part of our room. Obviously, our room, we always have a high standard. So to have him part of that is definitely brings confidence to us.
There's a reason why he said that. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason why he said that. If they were talking about anybody else, he would have never said that last part. He would have never said that last part about high level. We have high expectations. We play at a high level in this room, linebacker room. Having him brings. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back real quick.
A little more stuff to put together, but he's definitely, I'm glad to have him part of our room. Obviously, our room, we always have a high standard.
High standard.
So to have him part of that is definitely brings confidence to us.
Confidence to us. High standard. In other words, he believes or he knows that he can fulfill the high standards. The high standards that linebacking room has, and let's be honest, it's them two. That's what they're talking about. Him and Devin, they play at a very high level. Devin always talks about, listen, me and Lavonte are the best linebacker core in the league. He truly believes that. Lavonte truly believes that. Like, that's the standard, being the best. And Lavonte believes, and Devin, I'm pretty sure him too, believes that he can be on that standard as well. I'm telling you, we might have something here with this kid, man. We might have something here with this kid. LL in the building. Salute, sir.
What does he need to do this season?
Hit that like button. Show some love. Appreciate it, LL.
Continue to be a great leader. Don't focus on the outside noise. Just continue to be himself. We all, love Devin the way he is, and I tell him that all the time, man. Just be you. If you nigga out here and not being yourself, something's off. It mess up the cheer of everybody around you. So just be yourself. Be that energetic guy. Be that playmaking guy that we love to see, and that's what he's been trying to do. And we've been talking. We talked a lot throughout the off season and stuff like that. So he's definitely putting his best foot forward, and he focused on football and being the best player he can be and being the best player for this Bucs team.
Devin also mentioned that he kind of intervened when it came to other teams showing interest in you. Can you give us a little more insight on how he was a part of that process?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we talk often, and obviously, if you know Devin is very nosy. So he, just trying to, dig into my mind, see what I got going on and stuff like that, and I tell him things like that, and then it'll be like a casual conversations, but he throwing a little hate out there and stuff like that on other people, and then saying like, man, you been with the Bucs all this time, why would you, stuff like that, kind of obviously, means a lot to you as for him to, obviously, still want to be able to, play with me, and the relationship that we built on and off the field was definitely, I took precedence in that, and he just kid around, it's just a conversation that we have, and then he just throw little jabs and stuff like that. So it kind of hit home.
So they basically asking him, because Devin had spilled the beans in his last press conference, that he was basically trying to convince Lavonte to come back to the Bucs and not go nowhere else. So Lavonte was just explaining that Devin was always like trying to pick his brain to see if Lavonte was actually thinking about going somewhere else. And whenever Lavonte would like say like, oh yeah, so-and-so called about me maybe going over there, that Devin would be like, man, you don't want to go over there. They trash over there, or you don't want to go. It's hot, or it's always cold over there. He was always talking crap about wherever that he was thinking about going. And he would just always just try to convince Lavonte to come back. Like, man, you've been with the Bucs your whole career. You don't want to leave. Like, he was always just trying to convince us. So that's great to see, just to get an insight of their relationship and just how cool it is. Kim's Joseph in the building. What it do? What it do?
Earlier you talked about an emphasis on turnovers, but does the group talk about any other goals or aspirations? For example, Anthony Nelson the other day talked about reaching a number of sacks with the team. And Devin spoke yesterday about 17 points or less, and then getting back to that elite run-stopping defense that you've had for a while.
Yeah, for me, this year has been the emphasis on, well, me personally, all those things. We all talk about that, 30 interceptions, 30-plus interceptions as a group. All the sacks. I know we had 48 sacks last year. We're trying to get more, the points per game thing. And then for me, I just want us to get back to our run-stopping defense, and I feel like that take care of everything else.
Yep.
Last year we dropped off significantly, and that's not like us. So we definitely made an emphasis on that, getting back to having that,
yes,
that mentality
sir.
of stopping the run, just having everybody find to the football and being an aggressive defense that we know how to be.
What's it been like going against Dick Allison's offense?
Oh, it's been real good, man. It's fun, man. All those guys, just giving us different looks and stuff like that, making us check our, cerebral, analysis on defense, being able to think on the run, think on the fly, stuff like that. That's stuff that I like, man. Stuff that's challenging, just a chance to, test you where you at, as far as you are mentally, stuff that, you can adjust on the fly through the defense to be able to counter whatever they throw at you. So it's been real fun, man. Been real competitive. Everybody's getting the ball, winning trash, talking and stuff. The offensive players, the coaches and stuff like that. That's stuff that I love, man. And I think that's what makes the team a great team. When you be able to, compete with each other and just go at it back and forth, and just build that camaraderie as a football team. In my opinion, it's been going like that. It started slow, but it picked up big time. So that shows a lot of people getting comfortable in their position, and guys knowing what they're supposed to do. So when you get a chance to talk trash to the other teammates, you can't talk trash to nobody right now, but you gotta talk trash to your teammates. That just makes everything more fun.
I didn't even catch that the first time. That's what I was talking about. First off, he was talking about making you think or whatever, making sure you're on your P's and Q's. What he's talking about is someone coming across and you're like, okay, this guy's in my zone. And then you're like, oh, snap, but I'm leaving this guy open. And now you got to try to, decide what you're going to do, basically. Oh, who am I going to leave open, whatever. But I didn't even hear that part before where he said they started off slow, but it picked up big time. That's exactly what I was saying earlier today about what I thought was going on with the offense, as far as they were slowly installing the offense, and they've taken a real slow time to install the offense, and they took a real slow time to start running the ball and trying to run the ball and learning how to do more run plays and stuff like that. And now that we're getting closer to week 1 of the preseason, and it feels like maybe everyone's starting to understand it, which he just said, players are starting to understand what they're supposed to do, they're able to install a lot more and a lot faster, because now they've gotten the grips of that offense and what the offense is trying to do, and what this verbiage means and what that verbiage means. And now that everybody's on one page, now they're able to install things a little bit faster. Now we're still going to be, I truly believe we're still going to be behind other offenses in the NFL. This is the best way I can explain it. We're still going to be behind other offenses in the NFL. In other words, other offenses in the NFL might be halfway through their playbook right now, and we're probably a quarter into the playbook. But like I said, now they're going to ramp it up more and more and more. And then by week 2, we'll probably be halfway through the playbook. And then by week 3, we probably be like 3/4 of the playbook, enough to go into the season. And then we still got an extra week off and we can finish off the playbook. You know what I'm saying? We'll be able to do it faster. Now, the difference is even though that seems like we're at a disadvantage, this is the difference. Other offenses that are already halfway in the playbook, they might have a few guys that are still not fully understanding the system of their playbook. And they better hope it ain't someone that they're counting on to really understand that system. Meanwhile, even though we've only got maybe a quarter of our playbook in there installed, everybody in the offense from the first string all the way to the fourth stringer knows exactly what they're supposed to do and know exactly how everything's running. So that's the difference of how we're running our training camp offensively and how probably other people are running their training camp offensively. Now, obviously, I'm sure that other people run their training camp like as far as he brought that from Seattle. So I'm sure Pete Carroll and them, they run their training camp offensively slower. Maybe not this year because they still got the same quarterback and probably the same weapons. So they're probably able to install a lot faster, but still they're installing their stuff slower than other head coaches that don't think about stuff like that are just trying to unload. Baker said the same thing. A lot of OCs come in and try to just unload the playbook and then end up with people in the offense like, what was he saying? What are we supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on there.
With preseason coming up, playing the Steelers on Friday, football season's getting underway. What do you feel like, this far into your career? Does it still feel just like it did, back in the day when you were first starting out, that excitement of the football season beginning?
With the weather, yeah. Always hot. I ain't missing every training camp. Been a real hot one, but it's been fun, man. Like I say, man, every year I take it as my mindset as being a rookie all over again. Trying to take care of my body, trying to learn defense all over again, just trying to build relationships with the guys around me all over again and stuff like that. So, I just think my love of the game just, overtakes all that. I look forward to being out here. I look forward to, being out there on the practice field with the guys. I look forward to being back in Tampa. For some reason this off season felt so long. Maybe, I don't know, maybe because I wasn't here.
No, that's not why.
It did feel so long, but I just look forward to, being in this moment. You can't take these opportunities for granted. Somebody always tell me, man, when you retire, your life longevity is span more than your football life. So as long as I'm out here, I'm going to just try to take advantage of it and not take it for granted.
He said, for some reason, this offseason just seemed so long. I'm going to tell you why. It wasn't because you wasn't in Tampa, Lavonte. This offseason seems so long because since the last play of the playoffs, you've been waiting to chop at the bit again. You've been waiting for the next year to start. That's why it seems so long. Listen, again, I love Brady. I am grateful for everything Brady did for us. But last year was a wasted season. I'm sorry to say it was a wasted season. The players felt like that. Coaches probably felt like it was a wasted season. You could see it in the offensive line when they were on the sideline, the wide receivers when they were on the sideline, especially the defense that had was averaging giving up 18.5 points a game. That's good. That's top 10. Like, it was a wasted season. And I know Mike Evans, I know Chris Godwin, I know the offense, I know the defense was just sitting there like, we got the GOAT. It is what it is. We got to go through the season. But next year, bro, next year, I can't wait because they're saying all this crap about we owed. It's over, blah, blah, blah. Oh, now Tom Brady gone. Oh, the Bucs are back at being the bottom. They are chomping at the bit. They couldn't wait for this season to start, bro. They've been waiting since the playoffs ended. That's what they've been waiting. They've been waiting. That's why it seems so long. That's what it is.
Thank y'all.
Anyways, that's Lavonte David.
Hot mic.
Here's some mic'd up.
Yeah, they mic'd me up because I'm going to hit so many people.
Baker Mayfield and Trask.
Hot mic, hot mic.
Little fun
The
before
max
we
fun
go.
if you don't tell everybody you're mic'd up.
Oh, I got it. I got a few hands. If that was the version I made, I'd put that as the first take. Content creators over here.
You're not supposed to hit me.
I'm gonna break Baker Mayfield's clavicle today.
Weird.
Ow.
You got weird arm hair.
God dang it.
You have a hairy back? Yeah. I think he's up there. Oh, wow, he's on the roof? We got snipers on the rooftop. Wow, I was looking for him and then I just saw him sitting there. He's creeping on me.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Just running plays, one play at a time.
There you
Dude,
go.
can we get like some blinds in here?
I like that, Handy. Let's give your pass.
Come on, baby. Turbo set. Ah! Worked.
It worked.
Here you go, Bake.
Golden. Fantastic. Never been better. Our arch nemesis. Too high seam on air. Me sideways. Hey, we've grown in the past few months, boys. Turbo set. Oh my God, we got it. We got it. Well, you covered the calves up. You worked so hard on them.
Let's go, boys. Start fast. Let's go.
There you go.
Good spot, Chris. How'd you look over there?
I won late, a little bit later.
Okay. Okay, cool. Sorry, we'll get it.
All right, let's go. Hey, a little better tempo in and out of the huddle. A little better tempo in and out. Let's go. Pick up our juice. A little more juice.
That's veteranship right there. That's something Trask got to learn right there. Little more juice, knowing when the O-line, that vibe, that hey, let's go, wake up, let's go, wake up. That's I like that, Bake.
Good, Demo.
Playing it just like a game. We're trying to score. It's the first drive of the game. You're trying to score.
We're trying to score. We're always trying to score.
That's the plan. I don't think I want to give it to him.
Someone, I think it was Werfs that asked, "Are we trying to score? Like, what's the?" Because again, this is another part that people sometimes the drills are asking for something else. You know, hey, maybe we're trying to get a first down or whatever. But Travis is like, we're always trying to score. Like that's the plan. It's always scoring, bro. Let's score.
Have the game. Like live? Yeah. I hope a DB don't try to come hit me. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna run his ass over.
Trask.
No. That's like a 40-yard gain right there. Grenade set.
Flea flicker. He knew exactly where he was going.
Woo. Good throw, Chase. First down.
Quarters. Calling out the defense.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
DT. Just DT.
Big dog. There it is. Listen. And again, we forgot to put the rhythm on. We had no instrumentals in the background. We didn't even put the ticker on. Good gosh, man. I was just so excited about today's practice that I didn't put the ticker on. I didn't put the rhythm in the background. None of that. Oh my gosh. Well, listen, that's the show for today. I know some of you guys came late. We got up to 27 people right now. in the building. Shout out to everybody again. Show the channel love. Do not forget to hit that like button because it helps the algorithm and shows the channel love. It makes YouTube send it out to other Buck fans searching Buccaneer stuff. And that's what we want to do. We want to continue to grow this channel. If you just barely showed up, I advise you to replay it when we end this stream because it was a heck of a stream today. Heck of a practice. Heck of press conferences. We have another practice tomorrow. Then Thursday is a day off, and then Friday is the game, baby. So we are getting closer and closer to some real football. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel because trust me, you want to be. First of all, you can't comment in the comment section unless you're subscribed when we're going live. I don't know if that has to do when we're not going live, but when we're live, you can't comment unless you're subscribed. So subscribe to the channel. Trust me, this is a channel for the Buccaneers. You want to have subscribed, and when you're subscribed, make sure you hit the bell on the notification and make sure that notification says all, because if it's not on all, you will not be notified when we go live, and you want to be notified when we go live, when we put things in the chat, all that stuff. You want to get updated to all that stuff. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We had a heck of a stream. Appreciate all the love. Share the channel on your Facebook platform or whatever, wherever you know other Buck fans are at that like Buccaneers talk. Show the love. Let's grow this thing. We're growing slowly. We had a big rise and then it slowed down, and then we had a small little medium rise, and you know, let's keep it going. So we're growing this channel. We're gonna keep growing, and we're gonna have fun, and hopefully we can have a space like this when we go live for the preseason game, and we'll all be in here live. Matter of fact, I gave that question in the comment section. Let me check it out. The question was, will you be live with us for the preseason game when I stream it? Let me see what percentage is looking like. Let's see. 91% said yes. 9% said no. All right. Well, there you go. So we should have the majority of you guys in here when we stream the game live on Friday. I won't be streaming the game, but I'll have the game on my TV. It'll be loud, so you'll be able to hear the game through the microphone, more or less. And obviously, I'll be doing commentary as we're doing it. So I will see you guys tomorrow, unless it's like a trash, unless it's like a practice that I don't need to go live for, but hopefully there is. Hopefully we get some more exciting stuff because today was exciting. So anyways, see you guys next time I see you. It's your man RTP Skull Gang in the building. And I'll see you guys next time. We're out. And remember, it's pewter and red. Pewter and red till we cold and dead. I'll see you. We out.